Let's talk about something we've all thought about at the airport. Those portable chargers we rely on to keep our devices powered up when traveling. Can you bring them on a plane? Let's cover everything you need to know to be prepared for your next trip. I'm Hewie Poplock. First, the good news. You absolutely can bring portable chargers on planes, and they're actually strongly encouraged in your carry-on luggage. However, there are some important regulations set by the FAA and the TSA that we need to be aware of. The biggest rule is that portable chargers are allowed in carry-on bags but strictly prohibited in checked luggage. This might seem inconvenient, but there's a good reason. Lithium-ion batteries, which power most portable chargers, can pose a fire risk if damaged or short-circuit. In the cabin, issues can quickly be identified and addressed, but in the cargo hold, that's a different story. Another key regulation is the watt-hour limit for each battery. The magic number to remember is 100 watt-hours. Now you might be wondering exactly what a watt-hour is. You might find it on your charger, but sometimes it's expressed in milliamp hours, mAh. A watt-hour is essentially a measure of energy capacity, how much power a battery can hold. For batteries between 100 and 160 watt-hours, you might be able to travel with them, but you'll need an airline approval beforehand. For international flights, there's thankfully good consistency across the globe. The International Air Transport Association, the IATA, has set guidelines similar to FAA and TSA regulations. The 100 watt-hour limit is generally good no matter where you are going. But remember that IATA sets the baseline, and the individual airlines and countries might have their own specific requirements. Let's take a look at some of the airline policies. Delta Airlines, for example, follows the standard 160 watt-hour cutoff, but also has a limit of 20 spare batteries per passenger. This includes both loose batteries and external power banks. Most major airlines like Lufthansa, American Airlines, Emirates, and Qantas align with the IATA. Singapore Airlines is unique, allowing some battery-powered devices in checked baggage, provided they're completely powered off. Now let's tackle that confusing conversion between milliamp hours and watt hours. The formula is pretty straightforward. Watt hours equals voltage multiplied by milliamp hours divided by 1,000. Most battery pack would be 37 watt hours, 10,000 times 3.7 divided by 1,000. Well below the limit. Even a 20,000 milliamp pack comes to 74 watt hours, still safe. However, a 50,000 milliamp battery would be 185 watt hours, exceeding even the special case limit. For those looking for specific recommendations, there are several great options. The Anker 622 magnetic battery, or MAGO, is a compact 5,000 milliamp charger with MagSafe compatibility for iPhones. The Anker 533 power bank, which is PowerCore 10K, offers 10,000 milliamp capacity with both USB-C and USB-A ports. For power users, the Anker 737 power bank PowerCore 24K packs an impressive 24,000 milliamp capacity or 88.8 watt hours with fast charging capabilities. That information comes from Anker. It's fascinating how portable chargers have become essential travel companions, reflecting our increasing reliance on technology. While this might raise questions about our dependence on devices, these chargers provide valuable peace of mind, especially when dealing with long layovers or unpredictable delays. They're our safety net, ensuring that we stay connected to have access to important information throughout our journey. Remember always to check your specific airline's policies before traveling. A little knowledge goes a long way in assuring smooth and enjoyable travels. Safe travels, and keep those batteries charged. And speaking of travel, our travelers, Chris and Jim, are here, and Chris is going to talk about fun with photos, easy organizing when you go on those long trips. So, Chris, take it away.
About this one is about the easy organizing for your entire lifetime of photos. And I always say that Google Photos does make it easy. So then why do you need a whole book? I wrote a whole book on Google Photos. I have a couple hundred videos. Well, there's a lot that you can know, but this video tries to give you the least amount of work for the best amount of organization. Gather all your photos in one place. Now, I use Google Photos. You know that. So most everything I teach is about Google Photos. But any documentation that you read, any books, any YouTube videos about organizing your lifetime of photos starts with step one. They must all be in one place. There's no hope to organize them if some are in the closet upstairs, some are in a photo album, some are on this phone, some are on that camera. The first step is to get them all in one place. And that's something that Google Photos is so good at. Why? Because it stores everything in the cloud, and the cloud has unlimited space. Yes, you might have to pay something for it, but you will never run out of space. Step one is gathering all in one place. As far as I'm concerned, if you're using Google Photos, that's pretty much a no-brainer. It's done because the cloud can hold it all. And notice here, you can gather from your phone, you can gather from hard drives, you can gather from your computer. All of the photos end up in the cloud in one giant stream sorted by date taken. But the second step is to separate the best from the rest. So you have this cloud full of thousands and thousands of photos. You can just mark your favorites. Then anytime you want, you can just view your favorites. I'm going to show you on Google Photos, I'm going to show you on the Samsung Gallery, and I'm going to show you on Apple Photos, because all three of them have the feature of favorites. First is Google Photos, and I'm going to do it with my Samsung. We just went on this 3-week cruise. Now, I make albums, but you don't have to. The point of today's session is for those who want to exert the minimum amount of effort for the maximum amount of organization value. So I made an album. A lot of you followed along, but I also marked some favorites. So how do I see just my favorites? I go to collections and then favorites. So now I'm just seeing a selection. I'm seeing the best photos because I marked them with a star. As soon as you take a handful of photos and you look at them, say, oh, I like that one the best, and you just tap the star. Now, if I look at my favorites, I will see that one. So you mark it with a star, and then you view it by going to collections and favorite. If I should change my mind and say, no, I like that one better, I can unstar You just tap the star again. Now it is unstarred. I can choose another one and star it. So that's Google Photos. This is my Samsung. I go to Samsung Gallery and look at all my photos. So we went to a party last night and I was fascinated by this sailfish up on the wall. So that is a photo. On the Samsung, it's a little heart that makes it a favorite. Now, if I want to see just my favorites, it is an album called Favorites. So now I'm just looking at my favorites, and there is that sailfish. That marks the photo as a favorite in Samsung Gallery. If I mark a favorite in Samsung Gallery, it is not marked in Google Photos. Favorite in Samsung Gallery, not favorite in Google Photos. So you need to pick one. You need to pick one app that you're going to stick with and use. Apple Photos. Just this morning, I took some photos of our YouTube studio here. Jim's been working. Jim's been switching things around and I wanted to document it. So I took a few photos. I want to just mark one of them as a favorite. In iPhotos, or Apple Photos, once again, it's a heart that marks it as a favorite. And then when you go back and look at albums, they call it pinned collections, and there is favorites, and there is the one that I just marked of Jim. So in Apple Photos, you mark it with a heart, you view it in an album called Favorites. So that's Google Photos, Samsung Gallery, and Apple Photos can all create favorites and view just your favorites. I use favorites for a lot. Instead of just searching for sunsets, I want to search for favorite sunsets. Instead of just searching for California, I want to search for California favorites. I go to my Google Photos, and I'm going to use it on the computer here, but this works the same on phone. I will search for sunsets. There are hundreds and hundreds of sunsets, and obviously lots of duplicates or similar photos. You never take just one picture of a pretty sunset, right? But I do try to mark my favorites. So if I just, in the search, include sunsets and favorites, now I get a lot fewer overall, definitely fewer similar photos, and they're all pretty good photos because I have marked them with a star. Let's try another one. California. If I just search for California, I'm going to get a lot. From visits we've made out there, from times I lived out there, it goes on and on. But if I just type California favorites, I'll get a much better selection. And they'll all be good photos because I've marked them with a star. Ha! Look at that. I used to backpack in California. Let's say that I've just met a new friend and we start talking about scuba diving. I want to show them my scuba diving pictures. I want to share them. So I will go to Google Photos, that's where all my pictures are, and I'll search for scuba. But you'll notice that I have a lot of pictures about scuba. I don't want to go share these hundreds of photos with my new friend. What can I do? I can just add the word favorites. I've gotten pretty good at marking a star on the photos that I think are the best. So if I search for scuba favorites, now I don't get so many. Step 2. So step 1 is find the photos I want to share. Step 2 is to then select them all. Now you have to click on the first one and then shift click on further ones. Notice I now have 17 selected. If I scroll down to the bottom, shift click I now have 77 selected. I'm doing this on the web version of Google Photos, but it works on the phone just as well. Now that I have the photos selected that I want to share, I click the share button. And I want to just get a link. Create link, copy, and I can go to my email now, create a new email, and I just paste that link in. Now, if you want to see what this looks like from the other side, here I am at Danny's email, and I can open the message and click the link, and he's seeing all my favorite scuba photos. So that was sharing a favorite group of photos. The other thing I want to show you is how to back up, meaning copy down to your computer's hard drive. And for this example, let's say I need a backup of all of my 2023 photos, but not all of them because there are thousands, just my favorites. Let me show you how. So I search for 2023 favorites, and now I still have to select them. I click on the first one, and now you can't go all the way down to the bottom because I still have hundreds here. It will get confused. You have to do it in kind of chunks, and I wish there was a select all, but there is not. So I click on the first one, I hold down the shift key, and click on another one further down. Okay, so I now have 564 images selected. I click the three-dot menu at the far right and download. It says preparing to download 564 items. That will take a minute. When it's ready, it pops up a dialog box of my computer's hard drives and wonders where I want to put it. You could change your browser settings for downloads to change that, because I would like it to go to my external hard drive. This is for backup purposes, and in pictures, and I will call it 2023 favorites. And notice it makes it into a zip file. That's fine. I like that for backups. You click save, and you are now done. You have a backup of all your favorite pictures for the whole year. So that is using favorites to share what you want and to back up what you want. So you can have a complete photo management system just by gathering all your pictures in one place, separate the best from the rest, then download the best to the computer for backup and safekeeping. That's what I think is the full circle of organizing your photos.
This week I was so excited because I got accepted for ChatGPT search. Yes, I was on the waiting list. This is November the 1st, 2024. I finally got approved and I can use ChatGPT search. Now, everyone's probably been using search in Copilot or Gemini, or in fact, you're probably doing a lot of searching even in ChatGPT. But in this case, ChatGPT has a specific search engine. In this video, we're going to talk about an overview that I've done for you. I'm going to show you how search works in ChatGPT. It's a little different, and I'll show you how that occurs. And we're also going to show you on a mobile. We're then going to do a search in ChatGPT and compare it to Google Chrome and their new AI overview. And we'll see how the two compare and let you be the judge. So let's get on with this video.
I didn't realize ChatGPT could do this. Meet ChatGPT's new search feature. Imagine having real-time info at your fingertips. Need the latest news? Bam, it's there. Want to fact-check something? Done. Before, ChatGPT was like an encyclopedia with a cutoff date. Now, it's your up-to-the-minute assistant. Students, researchers, and professionals can stay updated without endless Googling. Shopping for the best deals? ChatGPT's got you covered with current prices and reviews, and news junkies, You're in for a treat planning a trip or making a big decision. ChatGPT uses real-time data to help you out. It's fast, accurate, and incredibly convenient. So what are you waiting for? Dive into the future with ChatGPT's search feature today. OpenAI recently introduced a new feature in ChatGPT, an integrated search capability that allows ChatGPT to access real-time information from the web. This enhancement fundamentally changes how users interact with the model, taking it from a static source of knowledge to a dynamic, up-to-date assistant capable of answering current questions, fact-checking, and much more. Here's a look at the key advantages of using ChatGPT's new search feature and how it's transforming the AI experience for users across all industries. New features in this product include real-time information access, fact-checking and verification, efficient research for professionals and students, a more informed shopping experience, dynamic and interactive news source, enhanced decision-making with real-time data, customizable with reliable sources, and increased efficiency and convenience. Now, if you look at the diagram here, you'll see that this is my ChatGPT sort of home page. And now you'll see the added search feature, which will be the search button that you're going to use to initiate a search within ChatGPT. If you don't see that button, you do not have the search capability built in yet, but it should be coming. If you do have the Plus version, then you definitely will see that today when you access ChatGPT. All right, this is my Pixel 8 Pro. You'll see the ChatGPT icon. We're going to click this and open it, and there you'll see at the bottom, you'll see the search feature. It's highlighted now in blue as I click search, and if I want to put any text in, I can just type the text in there for a search. And that is how you use ChatGPT search on your mobile device. All right, now let's do a search with ChatGPT. So I'm going to click on the search icon here, and we're going to open up a search result. I'm going to type in, or we're going to paste in, what I would like to search for. I am a snowbird traveling to Casa Grande and need a list of local RV parks. I play golf, so would like ones close to golf courses. Let's see what it comes up with on our search. So here is what it's found. It's found the RV parks that I've asked for. And again, I could expand the search. You could actually dictate into this window up here in your search, and you could, of course, go on and refine your search as you want. And it's going to find the information you've requested. These are the parks. If you click on the blue link here, it will take you to their website. Let's come down to the bottom here and let's look at the sources. Where did it find this information? Well, here it is. We can find all the references that it used to find this information right on the right-hand side. That's pretty cool. I think very informative. But let's see how Google does comparing to this, okay? All right, we're back over on my desktop, and we have, of course, Google Search open. Let's type the same information in. We'll just paste this in. This is the same information. And let's see what happens when I do a search. Well, that was pretty fast. Anyway, the first thing I want you to notice as you're looking at this is you will see this new AI overview here. This is something that was rolled out the last few weeks, and you all should have this now on your Google search. This is, if you look down here at the bottom, you'll see the traditional search, but what Google Chrome now has is called an AI overview that's going to summarize the information at the bottom and present it at the top. So let's see how well it did as compared to ChatGPT. Well, let's show more and let's have a look. Well, we have a number of RV parks that they've recommended here along the side. And if we come over to the right, you'll see all the references, and you can see all the references on the right-hand side that Google Chrome used to find this information. Now, the only thing I can tell you about this is
I used to live in Mesa for 10 years. I can tell you that the Mesa Regal RV Resort and Eagle View RV Resort are nowhere near Casa Grande. They're actually in Mesa. So very interesting. Well, I don't think Google quite was as quite accurate. But anyway, that's comparing the two. Well, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. What do you think of ChatGPT's new search capability? I'd sure appreciate it if you give it a try and compare it to Google Chrome. Hey, compare it to the search engine you use now. Is it going to be better? Is it going to be faster? Is it going to be all the things they say it is? Well, I just compared the two to Google Chrome search and a ChatGPT search. I'd like you to give it a try, but before you do that, please click that like and subscribe. We'd sure
Good test of the feature, and I'm going to have to try that when it becomes available to me. All right, it's my turn again, and this time we're going to talk about something a little bit lighter than what we normally do. So let's go ahead and get started.